Hey guys, welcome to Cape and Cowl Cafe, and Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are all enjoying the holiday season with your families, and even if you're spending this time alone, you're always welcome at the cafe. Now, to celebrate the occasion, I thought that I would do an Arkham Origins centered video, so I will be ranking all of the Arkham Origins Batman skins from worst to best. If you guys enjoy the video at any point today, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button, but let's just hop right into this. Alright, I'm going to keep it brief for these first few, but in last place at number 20, we have the Thrill Killer suit. Now, this one is so close to doing something interesting because, I personally don't mind an all black and gold color scheme. It could be cool, but there's just three glaring issues with this. I mean, first off, the chin strap. I don't like it. You have that little piece on the chin there. I don't think I've met a single person who prefers the chin strap over just, nothing there. Second, the cape is way too short. It looks goofy. It looks like something Robin would wear. Batman capes are supposed to be long. It adds to the idea of him being a mythical creature of the night, And then, what the hell is on his arms and legs? Like, it looks like he just shoved black condoms on his limbs. It just looks so ugly. Like, I just cannot, wrap my head around what must have been going through the designer's head while he put these on there. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. It looks weird, Like, that one design for Catwoman? I think it's her long Halloween design. She has, like, those kind of super long, rubber-looking type black boots. That can kind of work for Catwoman. It does not work for Batman, alright? Oh my gosh. So weird. Okay, next up in 19th place, we have Injustice Batman. Now, I do think that it looks better in this game than it does in Injustice, but, like, there's just too much going on here. There's so much armor, and it makes no sense. And, like, every single piece of armor looks like it's a different shape, and so the design has no flow. Everything's clashing with each other. And, like, the only thing that I could see myself enjoying would be the shade of blue they picked for the cape and the cowl, but, like, I can't really even focus on that because the rest of it's so bad. Like, it just hurts my eyes to look at. Let's move on. Alright, 18th place goes to the light gray New 52 Batsuit. Now, I just think that there's too much contrast here between the black and the gray, and I never thought I'd be saying that about a Batman costume, but, I mean, here, the gray being this bright just makes it so obvious how many stupid-ass lines there are everywhere. It just doesn't make any sense. But also, the thing that I really hate about this is the texture. It looks so rubbery, it just doesn't look good. I mean, this is more of a critique of the New 52 design rather than this skin, but I personally think that it should have trunks. I like trunks on Batman, sue me, but this suit looks so ugly. Alright, next up at 17, we have the Darkest Night Batman. This suit has some cool colors on it, but all the textures and, like, the face, it's just so ugly. It's not really nice to look at, and I don't know, like, I appreciate them putting the design in the game, but I mean, I'm a person that really likes to be immersed in the story, and this just really breaks it for me, so it's going to be lower on the list. Okay, next up in 16th place, we have Batman 1,000,000. Now, I think that this design looks so cool and tough in the comic books, like, especially with the cape draping over the whole thing. But I think here, it just looks a little goofy, Like, the shoulder plates are just way too big, and the cowl looks really disconnected from the rest of the suit, and it just looks kind of naked, if you know what I mean. So, I don't know, it looks better in the books. It doesn't really look that great here, but it's not the worst design. Alright, next up at number 15, we have the Earth 2 Batsuit. Now, I think that this one actually does a lot of things right, and they're different, but they're really interesting. Like, I like the black and yellow color scheme. You have a little bit of gray on there, but you have that black section running down the torso and cutting through the legs, and that kind of eliminates the need for the trunks. I don't really mind that. I think it's, fresh and unique. I don't mind the leg straps because, they have a function. They're holding the Eskrima sticks and they match the belt, but I really don't like that symbol, It looks kind of just like an arrow, like it just stops there. It doesn't allow itself to spread out onto the rest of the chest, and I think that this suit really could have benefited from a yellow logo. I don't know, it just would have matched the color scheme a lot better, but this one's not bad. There's just some other designs that are way better. Alright, next at number 14, we have the Gotham by Gaslight Batman. Now, I do really like this design in the comics and in the movie, but I just don't think that it was really translated that well into the game. I mean, it might just be the character model, but he looks really wide, and having those huge shoulder pad, parts of the cape just really doesn't help. But, I mean, I do like the brown belt. You have the knives there on the side. That's a cool detail. I like the stitching on the mask. I like the collar. I mean, if you know me, I am a sucker for collars on superhero costumes, but This one just might be a little too big. Overall, not really a bad design. It looks pretty cool. Alright, next to number 13, we have the Knights of the Round Table Batman. Now, you'd expect a medieval Batman design to mostly just, kind of stick to the gray and black color scheme. That's what feels more realistic, but I really like the blue here. It really adds that splash of color and personality that this design needs. And I really like the inclusion of red as well in the belt and the eyes. This design is just so tough, and I don't even really care that it breaks immersion. It just looks so cool. I really like all the armor pieces. I like how they incorporated the spiked shoulders, that you kind of have from some Batman suits like the Troika suit. It just looks so good. I love it. Alright, next up we have the Adam West Batsuit. Now, I do like Adam West, and I do like his Batsuit. I think it's fun, it's goofy, it works. But in a lot of these games, it just looks so stupid on the character models, especially in Arkham Knight. The only thing that I like about the Arkham Knight version is the shade of blue. I like how shiny the cape is. It looks really good when you're gliding around. But, overall, the mask and the cowl just looks so stupid. Even more so than it did on Adam West. And he made it look good. But in Arkham Origins, I feel like the suit looks slightly better. And I think it's mostly because of the proportions of the character model for Batman. He's definitely more muscular. But yeah, in Origins, it looks fine. It's passable. Next, at number 11, we have Red Sun Batman. Now, I just think that this is the perfect choice for an alternate costume in this game. It's a winter-themed Batman game. It takes place at Christmas, so why not have a skin where Batman is rocking some winter gear? It just looks so good, and Red Sun Batman is just a complete badass. I really like this look. I like the fur on the top of the mask. I'm not sure how I feel about that little blue dot in the middle, but whatever. I really like how the gray sections of the suit is just like a winter jacket, and then he's got stuff kind of like attached to it. Like, I don't even know what those are. Are those like magazines? Like, they're just placed there underneath the symbol. I like the belt. Looks really old-timey. I don't know. It's just a good look. I think it was translated pretty well. It looks tough. Alright, cracking the top 10, we have the first appearance suit. Now, this is another example of a skin looking really good in one game and absolutely horrible in another. Now, this costume looked so bad in Arkham Knight. Again, I think it's the proportions. I just think Batman's body shape in that game wasn't the best, but this skin looks way better in Arkham Origins. I just think that this character model has a more muscular build, so the spandex-based, bat suits are always going to look better. But, there's not really much to say about this suit. It just looks like the first appearance costume. You have the purple gloves, you got the, the belt with the capsules and the big circle, you got the big wide ears. Like, I don't know. I appreciate it when video game developers don't try to add anything extra or weird, when they're adapting comic book looks. If you look at Marvel Rivals, a lot of the costumes they add into that game, they're just adding weird stuff that doesn't make any sense. Like, look at their interpretation of the Future Foundation Mr. Fantastic skin. That looks nothing like the source material. But, I appreciate this for just looking like the comic book. It's decent. Alright, my reasoning for this next one might not really make any sense, but at number 9, we have the Brightest Day Batsuit. Now, I know nothing about, Green Lantern lore, really. I don't really read Green Lantern, so, by extension, I know nothing about Brightest Day Batman, but his costume is white, and, this game has you gliding through the snow, so that looks really cool. Plus, I'm a sucker for the all-white Arctic suit from the 2004 Batman show, and this costume is as close as we're going to get to that, so I don't know. I just like the white color. Obviously, I would prefer if there was a bat symbol other than the white lantern symbol, but whatever. So it doesn't really make sense because I'm not even enjoying the suit for what it is. I'm kind of looking at it as if it's something else, but I'm still getting some, enjoyment out of it, so here it is. I don't know. I like it. Alright, next in 8th place, we have Batman Noel. Now, I feel very conflicted on this suit because I like it. I really do. And I love the story that it comes from, but I really just cannot get behind the shape of the ab armor. Like it's a bunch of triangles. It just doesn't really look good, but the design for the rest of the suit is just so peak. I really love the idea of having the bat symbol and the shoulder pads kind of like all be connected, like it's one piece. So you just have that huge black section on the top, and I don't know, I really like how it looks like it's fabric, but it's not all armored, it's more like it's padded, if that makes sense. It has trunks. I'm always gonna love a bat suit with trunks. It's always peak. But I don't know, like the design of the abs is just the only thing that's holding it back for me. All right, next up at number 7, we have the other Earth 2 Batman. I think this one is Thomas Wayne. Now, I'm a sucker for red and black color schemes, but this one is not as good as the Flashpoint design. I do like the bat symbol being red. You know, it kind of reminds me of Batman Beyond, but if it was a more normal looking bat suit. But I mean, I gotta say, that is one boring looking belt. Like, there's nothing going on there besides it being red. But other than that, the costume looks really good. It's just a basic bat suit, but if the symbol and the belt were red. Like, there's really not much else going on here, but the color scheme alone carries the design, so it looks pretty good. Alright, next up at number 6, we have the Dark Knight Arkham Origins Batsuit. I don't really understand the idea behind this because it's obviously trying to imitate some of the design elements of the, you know, Christopher Nolan Dark Knight suit. I mean, you have the all black color scheme with the yellow belt. That's the only thing that's making this suit a Dark Knight suit, so I don't know why they called it that. But, you know, I do like the base design for the Arkham Origins suit. I'll get into that later, but, you know, the all black color scheme with the yellow belt is just kind of boring. Like, it's not really doing anything special for me, but I do like the base design, so it's not going to be at the bottom of the list. It's alright. Okay, breaking into the top 5, we have the other variant of the new 52 Batsuit. This one is the dark gray version. Now, obviously, because the gray is so dark here, it makes all of the stupid line work way less obvious, and I actually think that the color helps the texture look less rubbery, but, you know, this one's just way better, you know? It's just a run-of-the-mill basic Batsuit design, so I can't really hate it. I actually really like it. You know, of course, I wish there were trunks on it, but whatever, you know? Alright, next up at number 4, we have the XE suit. Now, holy aura. Like, this suit just looks so damn tough. It's so bulky, and I don't even mind it. You know, it looks really goofy while you're gliding around because the suit is huge. He's got huge, you know, bulky shoulder pads and, you know, huge boots, and then you just have that little cape, and it looks a little funny, but I don't even care. And all the cutscenes where you're playing with this suit, like when you're fighting Mr. Freeze, it just looks so cool. Like, I love the faceplate there, you know, like covering the whole mouth. Like, of course, I love the classic design with the mouth opening, but, you know, sometimes just seeing a design like this, just, it's so raw. And I don't know, I love the parts of the suit that glow orange, like when you're heating up. It's just a really good design. I don't know. Alright, next up at number 3, we have the long Halloween Batsuit. Now, this one might be a little basic. There's not a lot going on, but that's what I like about it, okay? It's not trying to do something crazy. It's just trying to be a good old-fashioned comic book Batsuit. It's gray and blue. It's not adding any random pieces of armor. There's no lines everywhere. It just looks good, okay? It might be a little goofy because the ears are so long and, you know, the trunks are a little weirdly shaped, but I don't care. It's gray and blue Batman, and this is like the perfect shade of blue for a Batsuit, okay? This is like the shade of blue that I want to see in the DCU. It just looks so good, okay? I love it. The only thing this suit is missing is the wide eyes, but, you know, other than that, it's perfect. All right, in second place, we have the base design Arkham Origins Batsuit, and while I don't really like armored suits that much, this one feels less like armor and more like heavy padding, you know? Like, it's bulky, there's a lot going on, but I think it really still stays true to the classic gray and black color scheme. I think this is one of my favorite, I guess, like, shapes for a cowl ever. It just looks really menacing. It's just really tough, I don't know. But I do like the, you know, philosophy behind the design of the Batsuits throughout the Arkham series. Like, he starts out where he's less skilled, he relies more on the padding of the suit. You know, it's this thick and bulky to kind of help him, you know, take hits from knives, bullets, because he's not as skilled yet. He's not dodging bullets like crazy. And, you know, as he states in Arkham City, you know, he kind of slims down his suits over time, and his belt gets smaller because, you know, he needs to move faster as he's fighting these more dangerous threats, and all of that heavy gear weighs him down. So it just makes sense, you know, from a lore standpoint, but this suit is just a perfect modern Batsuit. I honestly wouldn't mind the DCU Batsuit kind of having a look like this, where I don't want to see metal plating on it like the Robert Pattinson suit, but, you know, if there's some thick padding here and there, I don't really mind, you know, it would still look good. And I mean, the thing that I think this suit does really well is it eliminates the need for the trunks. It has dark gray sections that run through the sides of the torso, and it goes through the legs, and it, you know, just flows in such a way where it breaks up that color, you know, with the light gray, and you don't even really miss the trunks anymore at that point. All right, in first place, and this one surprised me, we have the Azrael Batsuit. Now, I don't even really like this design that much outside of this game, but here, it just looks so cool. I don't know what it is about it. It might be the colors, maybe the textures, like, you know, the gold parts of the suit just really shine in a way that looks so nice, especially with the snow all around you. It might be the shade of blue. It might be the full face mask with the red eyes. You know, I always thought this design was missing a bat symbol, but, you know, because it's just an orange square, you know. But honestly, I don't even really care. It just looks so good. It's just pure 90s goodness with just all of the weird, extravagant, you know, just out of place things like the leg strap and the, you know, the pouches everywhere and the emissive lights. It doesn't really make sense at all, you know, from a design standpoint, but you gotta admit, it looks cool, you know? Like, I think that this is what it would look like if Monster Energy designed a Batman costume. It's just so cool. Alright guys, that's going to be about it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it all, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like and subscribe button, and drop in the comments down below your favorite Batsuit from this list. I'm sorry for the lazy ranking videos lately. I'm just trying to pump out as much content as possible. That way I don't really have to worry about working during the holiday season, so I can just, you know, kind of take a break. So I'm making these videos like weeks in advance. So I think it's funny how, you know, I have people in my comments, they're like, where's the Superman hot takes video? And I was like, oh, I made that like a month ago, but it'll come out soon. But yeah, I really appreciate your guys' support, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the channel, and I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. So until next time, I'll see you guys later.